Hello and welcome to Weird World Weekly, a production of GalacticNetcasts.com. I'm Dave Nelson. Joining me as always is Matt Stein. Hello, Matt!
Howdy, Dave.
Happy New Year!
Yes, Happy New Year, 18 days after the actual New Year.
Yeah, we're a little bit slow on the uptake.
Very much.
But, we had to take some time off for the holidays, catch our breath a little bit so we can come back strong in 2015 for more weirdness.
Better late than never.
How's your New Year's been so far?
I guess I can't really complain. It's, just work and work.
Now, the big question is, has anything weird happened in 2015?
Now, you're making me, recall 18 days of...
And half of those, you were drunk. No.
You know what? I did an exceptional amount of drinking this week, which I'm not exactly proud of. Yeah, I mean, so I had to go for a girl's birthday on Friday. She's a coworker, so there's a few coworkers there, and there's one guy that I work with that I know he wants to bang this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that he's very awkward, he's very forward, and he's very, very offensive. He's a very crass human being.
Oh, that's not good.
No, so it was hilarious to watch him try and use his game. And it was her birthday, so she got real drunk real quick. At one point, she was eating a cheeseburger, and it looked like David Hasselhoff.
Now that's a party right there.
Yeah. So while she's crushing this cheeseburger, he's rubbing her back and trying to work his magic. So that was pretty weird.
Okay. A little uncomfortable too, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I was home by 10 o'clock, and all that happened. So, yeah, that was really weird.
Okay, all right. So nothing paranormal or anything.
No, just drunk coworkers.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Good thing that we've got some paranormal stuff to talk about, or some, I don't know, mythological stuff, or what else?
Conspiracies?
Conspiracy theories, or like the grab bag. Those are our categories that we talk about here on Weird World Weekly. And how we figure out exactly the subject that we're going to talk about is we have the Wheel of Weird. We spin that, whatever it lands on, that's what we talk about. The wheel decides for us, Matt.
It does.
So are you ready?
Yes, we bow to the wheel.
Okay, let's spin it. Let's find out here. What's it gonna land on? Nobody knows. All right, let's find out. It's slowing down, Matt. It's about to stop. Here we go. Oh, no.
Conspiracy.
All right, conspiracy. Let's start the timer. In under 15 minutes, that's our promise to you.
Or your pizza's free.
Your podcast is already free, Matt. I'm not going to buy him a pizza.
I will.
Okay.
I should start a timer then.
All right, so our subject this week is conspiracy, and I just kind of surfed the web. I scoured the web for 3 really good conspiracy theories, and I think I found them. And I'm sure that you're going to agree with me, Matt. So you ready?
Yep, let's do this.
All right, the first one is the Vril Society. It's V-R-I-L. Vril. It's kind of fun to say. Say it with me.
Vril.
Vril Society. It's been suggested that there is a secret form of energy called Vril, which is used and controlled by a secret subterranean society of matriarchal, socialist, utopian, superior beings.
They sound like assholes.
That's a lot in one. Really,
Yes.
think about it, because you got their matriarchal, a word that I obviously can't say, socialist, utopian, and their superior beings. They sound like a bunch of a-holes.
They do, and it sounds very redundant to say that they're utopian and superior, because suggesting that you live in a utopia means that you are smarter than everyone else, which is how you got to this utopia.
Yeah, and you got to
So
rub
that's
it in with superior.
yeah. What they've essentially done is farted in your face and then wafted it back. They really just rubbed that one in pretty deep.
Fart in your general direction. All right, so it also claims that Nazi Germany discovered this race and its technology at Shambhala, Tibet, and used it to create flying saucers. Because I'm sure you've heard the stories that the Nazis were working on flying saucers at one time.
Yeah. Who hasn't? And it really makes more sense when you play games like Wolfenstein, where the Nazis are also aliens.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
in the new one they have like weird superpowers, and
Okay,
I
that's
don't remember flying saucers, but it's
that's
fun.
one of my favorite crazy myths. Is the whole Nazis having all this like technological knowledge that they got from somewhere. Obviously, it came from this
From Hitler.
matriarchal, socialist, utopian, superior being race. Okay, so it turns out this may just be from science fiction. The whole theory is based on an 1871 sci-fi novel by Edward Bulwer Lytton titled Vril, The Coming of the Race. It's generally considered an early example of science fiction, but because this genre was just getting off the ground at this time, it seems that many thought it was nonfiction. It was actually a real account of an actual subterranean race that had this technology. So it's a story that got turned into fact that's now a story again, basically.
And people are dumb.
Well, of course, that's a given. Not all people, our listeners are not dumb.
No, absolutely not. And I just it's unfortunate, but okay, let me paraphrase my thoughts here. It's unfortunate because people are dumb, but it's good for us because it gives us stuff to talk and laugh about.
Yes, exactly. See, it's a win-win for all.
It is. It is.
So here's the second of the 3 conspiracy theories that I found online. Hang on. I have to get ready for this one. All right. Hold on to something. Are you holding on to something?
I'm holding.
Okay. Jesus was a different species.
Like a lizard?
Well, sort of. Not to that extent, but maybe a mutation of human beings, or what's our official name?
Homo sapiens?
Homo sapien, yeah. It's been alleged that the U.S. and Israeli governments led architectural archaeological digs in the past, which discovered the true cross, on which Jesus himself was crucified. Minute traces of blood were discovered on the cross and analyzed, and the DNA was of several strains, and one of them was encoded not on a double helix, but a triple helix.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds good.
I don't know science well enough to know if a triple helix is even possible, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that these people are dumb.
Okay. Again, with the that is your what's it called when a doctor comes in with you have the diagnosis. You've diagnosed people as dumb.
Yeah, but you know what? I could be the dumb one because I don't believe any of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna really kick myself in the ass if, like, on my deathbed, they're like, "Hey, just so you know, Jesus really had a triple helix, and you're the dumb one." I'd be like, damn it."
Well, it would explain a lot if he was actually a different species, because the DNA is unlike any other known and was labeled as a new species, Homo superiorus.
Oh, we're back to that, aren't we?
Theory continues that there are other people of this species currently living underground in various places around the world, again, underground, including most of the major cities, and they have been around as long or longer than Homo sapiens. Jesus made the unprecedented decision to come up to the surface and live among us and try to teach us to be good and kind and peaceful. His species possesses phenomenal supernatural abilities, including telekinesis, levitation, that explains the walking on the water thing, telepathy, knowing people's thoughts, healing, etc. They are also very difficult to kill, And when no one was looking, presumably during the freak storm and earthquake, Jesus got down off the cross and disappeared, having done his job. This ties in with the Jesus bloodline theory as well.
Jesus Christ, the original magician.
Yep. According to this conspiracy theory. All right, I'm very sad because this comes down to one more. 3 of 3. But this is my favorite one of these conspiracy theories. It's the Montauk Project. Have you ever heard of the Montauk Project?
I have not, actually.
Oh, this is a good one. I hadn't heard of this either until recently. I had heard of a couple of aspects of this story, but not the actual project itself. So it turns out, based out of Camp Hero, Montauk Point, Long Island, New York, at the extreme northeastern tip of the island, there's a massive radar dish, which features in all the theories surrounding a hyper top secret military research facility, which supposedly operated from 1967 to the early 1980s. Now, the project began when a secret committee was organized to discuss possible research into time travel based primarily on the work of Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla. The Montauk Project resulted directly from the Philadelphia experiment. Have you heard of the Philadelphia experiment?
Yes.
What do you know of the Philadelphia experiment?
They made a really bad movie out of it.
Yes, they did.
That's it.
Okay. Well, that was a time travel experiment that supposedly made a U.S. Navy ship disappear, and supposedly the reason they disappeared is because they went into time. And the rest of the story goes like it came back, and people were like, parts of bodies were like, people were, half their body was in, like, below the surface of the deck.
Oh, okay.
So something involved with this time travel caused, like, things to disappear and then reappear, but not in the right places, kind of thing.
Okay.
Materialize in the wrong places. So yeah, the Montauk Project came from the Philadelphia experiment, which is claimed by theorists to be the accidental discovery of time travel. Nikola Tesla, who supposedly died in 1943, did not actually die, but perfected Einstein's theory and invented the mechanics required to stabilize a wormhole, a rip in the fabric of time-space, or space-time. How are we doing on time, by the way, speaking of that? We're good, I think.
Yeah, we're not even at 10 minutes.
Okay. So the Montauk Project furthered this research with some theories claiming Tesla as the head of the project, traveling through time to cheat death. The base is said to have created and stabilized a time tunnel into the past, enabling everyone to go into it and arrive at any program point in the past. But then something terrible happened. Something went wrong.
Something terrible. It's always something terrible. Why has it got to be something terrible?
Well, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be a fun theory if something terrible didn't happen. So here's what happened. A mechanical failure in the 1980s resulted in a horrible monster from a foreign world, and perhaps from the past or future, which came through the underground tunnel without warning and severely destroyed the base before being killed by unknown means. So a monster came through the portal and just ripped through the place, just destroyed it, utterly destroyed it. And that's what caused this Montauk Project to cease operation. Camp Hero is now a state park, and yet there are verifiable reports of backpackers and campers being suddenly accosted by men with automatic assault rifles in the middle of the night and threatened with death if they don't leave. In all these reports, the men have been said to have been wearing olive drab uniforms with no insignia of any kind. So it sounds like they might be wearing like old military uniforms from like the 1940s through the 1980s. Just that olive green, no camouflage, just kind of a drab uniform that they may have worn back then. So, your thoughts, Matthew. What do you think of the Montauk Project or any of these conspiracy? What's your favorite of these three?
Probably the Vril Society. Vril's fun to say. Nazis are funny to me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we all know my stance. I don't believe Jesus was a different species, but I can see the justification in it. Montauk Project is. It seems like a bad sci-fi movie.
Okay.
So I'm going to stick with the Vril Society because Nazis.
Okay. Of all these three, that's the one that you think might be the likeliest to actually have had occurred or to be true.
Yes, because Nazis still exist in some form.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. You heard it. You heard it there, folks. Matt, that's his favorite, and I'm going to say my favorite is the Montauk Project because I love anything time travel related. In fact, I want to see that movie. Have you seen the preview for that movie?
Yes, and it looks kind of interesting. It looks like it's like a cross between shoot.
The one where they get powers, right? That's the one you're talking about,
Well, that one and
right?
no, well, I'm thinking of that one and then the old movie where they used to Flatliners. Just the way like where they try and stretch the amount of time that they go to a different. At least from the trailer, that's what I gather.
What's the name of that movie that we're talking about? Okay, you look it up, and I'm going to kind of bring things up here.
Project Almanac.
Project Almanac. That one looks good, and there's another new one that isn't in theaters anymore. It stars Ethan Hawke, and it's the Paradox. Hang on. My memory fails me once more. Something.
Predestination?
Predestination, thank you. That's also available right now on demand. It's on Google Play.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but
okay.
I want to. All right, so that does it for this edition of Weird World Weekly. Thank you for listening. You can subscribe to the show by going to galacticnetcasts.com. That's where you can find all the links to subscribe to this and our other podcasts on the Galactic Netcasts network. Please leave us feedback by emailing galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. You can call our voicemail number, 805-328-3966. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, or TuneIn Radio. And if you do the iTunes route, please give us 5-star rating and leave a positive review because that will get us more subscribers. So, Matthew, thank you for joining me this again for another trip into the weird. And of course, until next time, what do we want to do?
We're going to keep it weird, Dave.
Yes, we do. We'll talk to you next time.